my YouTube friends. Good evening. Good evening. It is so amazingly fantastic to see so many of you in here already, including my favorite holiday person. Santa Claus is in the house, and we've got Dr. Rob regulating the live stream. I really appreciate it because the logician will not be around today. So we definitely need somebody who can help us post those links. Aussie Wheels, what's up? Did you get that link I sent you for the actual software that you were asking for, Aussie Wheels? I hope you did. It is good to see you, my friend. Oh, man. It's going to be a fun night tonight, I can tell you right now. Let's go see if Monica's here with us. Her camera's looking mighty weird this evening for some reason, but that's all right. We'll be able to hear her just fine. She'll just be a little bit fuzzy, I guess.
It is weird. I am fuzzy. What the heck?
I don't know.
Do I sound?
No, you sound perfect.
Okay.
So how are you this evening?
Seasonal allergies.
Besides
Yes.
fuzzy, I'm okay.
Well, that's good. Where's everybody from this evening? I see we've got somebody, Mr. Jani from Slovenia, which is awesome. That's not one we've had before. That's definitely not good. I am late. No popcorn. Oh, we still got popcorn for you. Don't worry. In fact, it probably is that time because if this is the first time you've visited our stream, we answer your questions, but before we ever get to that, we definitely have to go ahead and make sure that everyone has their virtual popcorn. And what we're going to do is go ahead and just embiggen that popcorn so that everybody is thrilled and excited to have the virtual popcorn going on, totally embiggened. So there we go. And
Totally.
of course, it wouldn't be right if we didn't go ahead and open that form up right away. And it's 85 days until Christmas. Well, thank you, Santa Claus. Oh my goodness, we've got a super chat already. NC Cowboy. NC Cowboy says, thank you for jump-starting this newbie and making things easy to understand. Always a great job. You've helped me more than you know. Well, thank you, NC Cowboy. I appreciate that. And Dr. Rob did post our link in there, so we are definitely going to get directly to your questions. NC Cowboy, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Wow, when we're in this mode, it makes my alien look a little weird, huh? Oh, that's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Hey, Onion's in the house. What's up, Onion? You're from the vegetable department. Well, it's good to have you here, my brother. We're going to need some folks who help out to put those links in there. It's going to be important tonight. So, thank you very much for the super chat. Let's go and let's go see Monica and get this boatload on the road.
Oh, are you rhyming
We do have
tonight?
to finish up our open form. Am I what?
Yes. I said, are you rhyming tonight?
There we go. I guess I am rhyming tonight. So the form is officially open. For those of you who do not know, we have a form so that we make sure to get to every single one of your questions. No one will be missed unless they aren't here, and then they will be missed. But hopefully, they will all come. It will be great.
Yes.
All
So
right,
if you're not here, post in the chat.
We got folks from Pakistan up in the house here. Birmingham, UK. Just turned midnight. Well, you're going to want to stay awake, for this one. Long Island, New York. What's that? Yaphank, New York? That's a new one. Singapore. Nice. Well, I am going to, while we're waiting for the form to fill up, I'm going to do what I do every week and have a very quick discussion about something that's on my mind. It's always fun. So I'm a person who kind of, I served, just a little backstory. I served for 6 years in the military on active duty, and for me, being honorable is probably the highest, my highest priority. I want to be honest. I want to work with integrity. I want to be honorable. And I have very little patience or stomach for companies or businesses or anyone who does otherwise. And so I I've had a run in with a couple of different companies and that sort of stuff. But there's a company that Michael and I have been trying to contact that does basically what you would call representation for influencers. And I'm pretty sure it was about a year and a half ago. We tried to contact this company. Michael actually met one of the representatives in person at a conference, and we had a back and forth. And lo and behold, 2 years later, we still don't have any information on this company. They never came back to us yet. We know of a representative of this company who has a YouTube channel that gets, I don't know, 3,000 views a month. And they're still being represented by this company. And so when a person like that releases 2 completely useless videos just to get their sponsorship obligations out of the way, I have to wonder if this company is giving influencers a bad name. Because one of the reasons why I mention integrity is that when you are a YouTuber, you have a responsibility to make sure when you represent a company, like anyone who sponsors, like these guys up here, whom haven't, a lot of them, given me a single sponsorship dollar in 5 or 6 months, but I still represent those companies because it's important to me to make sure that when they did pay me, they got their value out of that sponsorship. And I think when a company is representing other companies and allowing influencers to represent those companies that really aren't serious, they're really not doing the job, I have a problem with that because I think it gives influencers a bad name. I think it gives people who are responsible for making sure that these companies get the value that they deserve so that we can continue to get paid to represent those companies. I have a problem with that. So I kind of decided to do something a little odd. And I'm hoping that the folks in my audience will help me out with a little something and maybe make a little bit of a point to this company. So I put a tweet up on Twitter, and I'm going to put a link right here in the chat. And for those of you who have a Twitter account, what I would really love it if you would do to help me out is click on that link, go to your Twitter, and just retweet out that tweet. You don't have to say anything or do anything because I don't know the facts behind the reason why this company didn't contact us. All I know is that they're representing people who I don't feel are representing the companies that these folks say they represent in the best light or very well, and yet somebody who would, or a bunch of people that would, can't even get a call back from these folks. So I just felt like it was my responsibility to say, hey, at some point, the creator economy is damaged when companies operate in such a way. So if you could, I would really appreciate it if we could win one for the man tonight and just go out there, retweet that so that we can bring this to their attention. And maybe, just maybe, you never know, they'll at least think about whether that's how they want to conduct business. Because I think it's bad for every influencer, and I know that a lot of people who are in this audience right now are interested in becoming an influencer and getting sponsors. And if you don't represent those sponsors in a way that the sponsor feels like they're getting value, they're not going to come back. And that means they're not going to represent other influencers and things like that. And I just think it's dishonorable, and I have a problem with it. So anyone who wants to help me out with that tonight, I would be very, very appreciative. Let me pop that link in there once again. And if you could, Dr. Rob, maybe take that link into your link list and then sporadically throughout the evening remind me, and I would like to mention it again so that hopefully we could get this noticed and maybe open up the discussion about why they are offering up sponsorships to people who aren't holding up a reasonable standard of, of responsibility. And yet other people who are doing what they can to make sure that they serve their audience properly and their sponsors can't get a call back. So thank you guys, and bless you for actually helping me out on that. I've never actually asked my audience to help me out on anything before, but I felt like this was a cool one, maybe just a fun way to ask the question, hey, the Fantastic Joe is in the house. Awesome. Awesome. We are about to get to the question segment of our live stream. So we're going to go to the Fuzzy Monica and see if we have any questions in the actual thing. And it's so awesome to see the Fantastic Joe. Hey, my friend, how is married life treating you? I hope very, very well. We miss you, my friend.
It's been a long time.
It has. It's been too long. We need to do another baseball game or something. That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. Okay. All right. So, are you ready for the first question?
I am ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. All right. So, first one comes from Zars, which is a new person in the chat. I don't recognize that name.
Well, awesome. Welcome.
Welcome. Yes. He says, I just got a Mac. What capture card should I get to live stream Fortnite?
Okay, so the most likely candidate for capture cards that are going to not give you problems, I believe it's called the HD60. It's made by Elgato. I use a capture card by Elgato, the Cam Link ones, which I have to hold it in the proper area. I was using this cam card for a very, very, very long time, and just recently, let's see, where is it? Just recently, I got this one so that if I want to stream in 4K, I can, but I can actually do recordings and stuff in 4K from my camera, which is nice. And collecting with Cool, you are absolutely right. The HD60 is not the cheapest option on the market, but from a reliability standpoint, like I said, I've been using this since I started doing YouTube. And I can still plug this in right now. It works flawlessly. And I never had a problem. Never, ever, ever had a problem with this. Sure, it was $150 when I bought it. I think they're like $120 now. It's well worth the money to get the one that's going to work. I promise you. Because if you're just fighting with it, or if it doesn't work, or if it goes out during a stream, you're just going to end up spending more money to get the right thing. So the HD60 actually comes with stuff that will allow it to integrate into consoles and that sort of thing. If you're going to be playing on a console, a lot of people use them mostly because they're just the best. They really are. They're the most reliable thing. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's go get another question. All right, babe. You're clearing up a little bit.
Okay, good. I'm not doing anything different, so...
Well, that's good. You're just looking hot. That's your job. Your job is to look hot and ask the questions.
Ask the questions.
You want to switch jobs? I can try to look hot and ask the questions, then you can answer them. That'd be fun, right?
I'd probably have to defer them all to you anyway, though.
That's all right.
Like,
I would have trouble.
I don't know that one.
I would have trouble looking hot. Don't worry. All right, let's do it.
Okay. The next question is from Silent Marsh. He says, I know you have shown us a few times, but in OBS, how can you add Spotify in the background as I'm playing and viewers hear it as well? He says, great content and thank you in advance.
Awesome. All right, well, let's do this. This is an easy one. I always like the easy ones. Let's go over here to our tutorial screen. As you can see right here, there's my wallet. I got the George Costanza thing going on. Wow, how did that get so funky? There we go. Let's get it on the desk. See what I can do with this? If I go like this, I can... Huh? Huh? Look at that. That's fun, huh? All right, come on now. All right, we're going to go back to red today. It's kind of a red day. Anyway, just in case you were wondering what that was. Now I almost forgot the question, but now I remember it. Let's go ahead and pop Spotify open on here just for fun so I can show you specifically. Now there are going to be two different ways to do it, but probably the best way to do it is to make sure that you are using the and let's go ahead and play this one or get this one loaded in here. You want to make sure that you're going to be using the Winamp plugin or the what is it? Not the Winamp plugin, the Windows audio plugin. And what the Win audio plugin is, the application audio output capture, which is called the Windows application audio output capture. It's built into OBS 28. On older versions, you have to put a plugin in there. You can actually put the new plugin in Windows 28 and it adds extra features. But the reason why you want to use this is because you can actually capture desktop audio. It will capture your Spotify and allow you to play it on stream. But it will also capture all your other desktop audio as well. So if your computer has, spouting off notifications or whatever, something like that, it will do that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this playing. And then you guys won't be able to hear it, of course, but that's okay. We're gonna go and we're gonna do audio output capture, and we'll just call this Spotify. And then we're gonna go here and we're going to go to Spotify. And all we have to do is add our executable right here. And boom, there we go. And so you can see right here that it's playing. Now, obviously you can't hear it. It's copyrighted music. I'm not playing that audio source through my stuff. So you don't have to worry. I'm not going to get strict for that. But you can see that's how you would add Spotify. Now, if I remove this and then I go and I click the plus and I go to audio output capture, and I already have one in here, so I can just add that in there. And that will add, and you can see the Spotify is playing there too. But again, that will also play any of your desktop audio stuff. And if you want to see, if I pause this, boom, that stops playing. So that's how that works. If you want to, but I would highly recommend that you use the Win Audio application input, or which is a plugin. I have a bunch of different videos on it. Dr. Rob Allen just posted the link to the video to install it. There is actually one, if you're a Mac user, there is actually a way to separate out audio and Mac as well. I did a video for it recently. So if you're on Mac, let somebody in the chat know, and they could drop a link to that video as well. Let's go ahead and get another question. Look at that, honey. 2 questions down already. This is craziness.
Flying through them. Flying.
We really are. We really are.
Okay. Well, this next question, there's actually 3 separate questions from Captain Gluten Free.
Captain Gluten Free.
Yes.
That's right. Captain Gluten. I still don't know what it is.
Well, that's okay. You just have to answer the questions.
You're right.
You're right. That's right. Okay, so first question. Do you recommend any software that comes from the Stream Store?
I don't know what the Stream Store is, so I couldn't possibly recommend or not recommend any of the software.
Okay. Question number 2. Why are people having issues with the latest Windows 11 update?
That's a good question. I pretty much subscribe to the same thing with Windows as I do with OBS. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I don't have Windows 11. So I don't know why there would be issues with it. I couldn't tell you. Sorry. Okay. I'm not very helpful tonight on this front.
You're actually not.
I'm not.
Usually you have all these answers.
The reality is I was a desktop support technician for a long time. Let's just say more than a few years. And one of the staples of support and you know, and anyone who works in the tech field is, if something works, you leave it go. You don't update it. You don't mess with it. Unless there's something you absolutely have to have, you kind of just leave it. So that's always been my rule of thumb. That's kind of what I go with. So there you go. That's kind of where I'm at.
Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
then the last question is, have you ever played World of Warcraft? If so, Horde or Alliance?
It's
Wow.
funny because I played World of Warcraft, I would guess, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, and I played it like 2 or 3 times, and I didn't enjoy it as much as some of the other stuff that I had played, like Final Fantasy Online and stuff. So I don't even remember whether I was Horde or Alliance or anything like that because I didn't play it long enough to get that far in it. I just didn't find it to be as collaborative as stuff like Final Fantasy Online. And I think if you're gonna play an online multiplayer game, you want it to be collaborative. You want every character in your party to have a purpose and a reason. And to be honest with you, at least at the beginning of the game for World of Warcraft, especially when you weren't starting out, like when World of Warcraft actually started out, there wasn't really much of a function for certain characters. You could just kind of follow everybody through the thing and they would just kill everything, and you know what I mean. So yeah, that's kind of my take on that. I played Eve Online, Mr. Bigfoot Shaver, for probably 5 years every single day. Eve Online was one heck of a fun little thing, but I did eventually have to stop playing it just because it basically takes over your life, man. Eve takes over your life. It's spreadsheets in space if you've never played it. So, all right, babe, what you got?
Okay, this next question is actually from Bigfoot Shaver.
Well, all right.
Well, all right. Okay, he says, I was able to set everything up for my darts streaming. Thank you for
Sweet.
that. I did not start streaming yet. One question, I want my chat on my large monitor to read it from a distance. How can I put it on the monitor as a standalone chat? I'm using Prism.
All right. Well, it depends. Are you multi-streaming, Mr. Bigfoot Shaver? That's kind of an important part of it. Let me show you how I put my chat on a big screen so that everybody can see it. You can actually put your chat into your OBS, and you can see it all the time if you are multi-streaming. If you are not, well, you can still put it in the thing. So if one of my mods can put up on the screen for me the Chat Ninja, that would be awesome. So you are not multi-streaming. Okay. So if you don't want to use Chat Ninja, let me go over to my tutorial screen here, and I will show you what I'm doing to let me go over here, and I'll show you how I do it. So we've got our stream right here, and you can see that my chat is not here. And that's because I popped that puppy out and it's right here. So I can just pop out the chat and I can put it over here on the side of the screen so I can see it nice and big when I look over there. So I can see it just out of the corner of my eye. It's always there. That's actually the chat that I use to capture for right here. So I actually have that running, even though I also have Chat Ninja running so that I can do things like this and pop up those little nifty things right there. And by the way, Bigfoot Shaver, that is an awesome picture. I really like that. I really like that. All right. Let's see. How do I clear? There we go. We did it. I'll be about 8 feet away. Well, I must have missed something there. But that is an awesome... Oh, you're going to be about 8 feet away? All right. So, yeah, if you have a better view of OBS, then just putting Chat Ninja into OBS and docking it is probably the best way to go. Let me see if I can get you a shot of how that looks here. We're going to go... I might be able to capture the screen capture of the screen capture so I can show you what that looks like. So right here, I'm just going to go and capture my other screen. We're going to do a... Well, let's try a window capture and see if this will work for us. And there we go. That will work for us. So this is my main OBS screen. Now, for some reason, it's not actually showing up the chat in here when I'm capturing the window. But believe me when I tell you there is. Let me remove that. And we'll go and we'll add a display capture instead. And we'll see if... That's a really good question. Now that you mention it, I forgot you're using Prism. I don't know for sure if Chat Ninja will work with Prism, but this is what it looks like when it's in there. That's a really good question. I don't know if Chat Ninja will work for Prism, in which case you might have to just use the good old capture method like this. You might just have to stick it over, because I can put it over here. So it's right there and, I can see it all the time. So pop out chat or Chat Ninja. I don't know how compliant Prism is with OBS. You know what? I know that Prism doesn't dock stuff yet, so I'll bet you it's going to be a problem. I have a funny feeling it's not going to work. But, those guys are really working hard to make sure they put everything in there. So maybe send them a message or leave the message in one of my Prism videos and say, hey, we'd really like to be able to dock things like Chat Ninja and stuff like that. And hopefully they can take care of that real soon. Because the Chat Ninja is not really a plugin per se. It's basically a browser source and a dock. So if you can dock, basically, what do they call it? If you can dock, basically browser sources, then Chat Ninja will work. So all they have to do is give you the ability to dock browser sources, and it should work fine. Hopefully that's a pretty simple thing that they can add. All right, babe, let's do this. What you got?
All right. We have a question from Ninja Farmer.
Well, hello, Ninja Farmer.
I can't seem to get my chat working on Streamlabs OBS. I've tried everything and can't get it going. Am I doing something wrong?
Can't get what to work? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Chat.
You can't get your chat to work on what?
On Streamlabs OBS.
Huh. Interesting. Well, the only thing that I can figure is that you're not logged into the proper account. For those of you who are not super aware, OBS, Streamlabs OBS is different than regular OBS, but it does have its own little chat dock on the side, which will put your chat in there. But if you're not properly logged into Streamlabs or the proper account that you're streaming to, then it won't show the proper chat. And that's the only reason why I would think that that wouldn't happen. Now, I don't know if you're talking about trying to do stuff like this, but if you are trying to do stuff like this, well, I don't use their chat for this or any of their chat features for this. I do this the easy way. So if somebody could post in the chat the link to the video where I show how to do this, I would appreciate it. I believe that I'm trying to remember exactly what it was called, but yeah, there's a video where I show how to do this. It's called like put your chat in your stream easy, something like that. That's definitely not it, Dr. Rob. Let's see. Well, one of you guys will definitely find it. I have full faith. Let's go to the next question. All right, babe, what you got?
Okay, this next question is from NC Cowboy.
Well, hello, NC Cowboy.
It says, how do you pick up sponsors?
Wow, now this is a really, really good question. I'm actually have a full video coming out where I talk about the different ways that YouTubers can make money. But And what's the user's name, honey? NC Cowboy. Okay. So in a lot of ways, your ability to add sponsors to your channel is going to directly depend on your niche. There are some niches that have all kinds of small companies that surround them. Like if you're somebody who talks about different methods of filming or different methods of editing or something like that. There's 1,000,001 companies that provide tools for that sort of thing, like tripods and little knickknacks for cameras and lenses and everything like that. And smaller companies will be more than happy to sponsor smaller YouTubers to reach their audience, to spread word for their product. So depending upon your niche, you may have a lot of small companies surrounding your niche. And the best thing to do is just to reach out to them and say, hey, I have a small YouTube channel that does that talks about this. I think that my audience would really appreciate your product. Would you have an interest in sponsoring a video? You're going to get lots of no's, especially when you're smaller. But eventually, somebody will say yes, and then you just negotiate how much it's going to cost for them to pay for a video. And there you go. Thank you, Tech Examine. I appreciate it. You negotiate the price. Make sure that you over-deliver as much as you possibly can, and they will come back again as you continue to grow. One of the most important aspects to it, and I didn't really get a lot of sponsorship play until I reached 10,000 subscribers. And you do get to a point where they start to come to you and ask you if you'd be interested in doing a video on their product and that sort of stuff. But that doesn't mean as a smaller channel you can't get a sponsor. It is possible. You just have to find companies that create or have something that you think your audience will like. And if you write enough of those companies wet letters or emails or whatever, somebody's eventually going to say sure. Because when you're reaching out to them, it shows that you're in it for the long haul. You're going to support your channel. You're going to continue to produce content. And they want to be in on the ground floor of a channel that's going to grow like that. So definitely don't think that you can't get a smaller company to sponsor your channel if, just because it's small. That doesn't matter. All it takes is work. You can do anything if you're willing to work for it. Well, thank you, Razorian Buck. I appreciate that. Oh, man. You guys are amazing. Hopefully that helps you out. Let's get another one.
Okay. We have a comment here from Professor Mark.
Well, hello, Professor Mark.
Not a question, but information, feedback, passing on from my green screening Hulk apparition on Zoom. I don't know if you remember that from last week. In the advanced settings, remember he said he was showing up as green, everything was green?
Yes.
He says, in the advanced settings, change the color range from full to limited, also fixed in OBS 28.0.0.3 update.
Okay, so it was like a OBS 28 problem. That makes sense. Fiveable's asking when my birthday was. Well, my birthday was on Sunday, and it was an amazing day. My Philadelphia Eagles kicked booty, and I had a really good day. My fantasy football team lost, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. But yeah, you said it, Michael. But for those of you who are not aware, I am 29 again for the very first time, and we have a very, very, very special birthday coming up this Sunday from somebody who might just be over there. So there you go. All right, what's the next question? Right there.
Let's see. The next question is from Toru.
Hello, Toru.
I am struggling with finding the best OBS settings with my streaming environment and my PC specs. I am streaming rugby football games via multiple LTE lines bonded by Speedify, 8 through 10 megabytes bandwidth, and my PC is a 2015 MacBook Pro, 15-inch, all kinds of specs here.
That's where your problem lies. So older Macs like that are not good at live streaming. They didn't have a way to do proper encoding so that you could encode the actual video properly. So I guarantee you that machine sounds like a jet aircraft taking off the second that you start to stream until you turn it off. And you're getting all kinds of stuff in your stats window that tell you that things are not going well. And it's not you, it's the equipment that you're using. And unfortunately, now I did live stream. I will say this is a problem with older Macs. I live streamed with an M1 Max and the freaking thing was awesome. It was awesome. It did everything I asked it to do and more. Plus the fact that OBS 28 now supports Mac natively. So I can only imagine how much that kicks butt. But I will say, if you're using like a 2015 or whatever MacBook Pro, I have one of those. In fact, Monica's using that every single day. The machine works fantastic. It's awesome and incredibly powerful, but it does not live stream very well. And that is your problem, unfortunately. So you've got two choices. You can get a new Mac, which is ridiculously expensive, or because right now all of the graphics cards and everything else have started to become exceptionally discounted, you could probably get yourself a pretty decent PC for half of nothing. But if it has an M1 in it, if your Mac has an M1 in it, I'd say you should probably be able to stream it and do pretty well. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. I guarantee you it's probably not the answer you were hoping for, but only the truth here. What was the question? It was on a Mac, right? Right. It's a yeah, but here's the thing. It's still a MacBook Pro. You don't have any built-in encoders or anything. Changing the operating system on your MacBook Pro doesn't change the fact that the actual equipment that's in a PC is what allows you to do the ridiculously fast encoding. So in other words, if you had a PC laptop that didn't have a graphics card, you'd still have the same problem. It's the NVIDIA graphics card that's inside these PCs that has its own encoder that allows PCs to do just incredible feats that that Macs, especially of that era, couldn't do. So unfortunately, having Windows 10 on your Mac isn't going to help you, really. It's unfortunately not a problem with the actual software that it's running or the OS that it's running. It's a problem with the hardware. So you'd still have to run it through X264, which is exactly what Mac is going to use, X264. And yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. The equipment just wasn't built for streaming. All right, babe, what you got?
Okay, next one. I believe this is
So he says it has a
Jose.
dedicated AMD GPU and he used AMD encoding driver. Yeah, I understand that. Mine has a dedicated AMD GPU in it too. So I'm guessing you have the exact same machine as me, except for that I have the expanded RAM. It's just the AMD encoder is great, but it doesn't use the actual card. It's still encoding on the CPU. And unfortunately, it just, yeah. That particular series of Mac is just not going to work, even though that pretty much is the most powerful Mac that you could get from that era. I have the same Mac. But, yeah, unfortunately, it's just not going to work for you, I don't think. All right, babe. Sorry about that.
Okay, this one is from Jose. And
Well, hello,
he
Jose.
says, asked this a while back, but wanted to give you an update. I bought an NVIDIA 1400. It arrived today, and it does NVENC. Gonna try it out tonight. Only $150 and half height. Low power and great for SFF streaming PCs.
Yep. And you're going to love it, man, because it's going to take all the encoding load off of your CPU so that can just run games or whatever else you want to do, man. You're going to love it. You are absolutely going to love it. Cool. Thanks for the feedback, man. I appreciate it. All right, what you got?
Okay, next one is from the Kid.
Hello, Da Kid.
I'm in the progress of MIDI mapping a MIDI controller, a Behringer CDM D1, with OBS. What is the best or easiest MIDI plugin to use? And how can I map the scene enable disable, the eye icon, and the scene lock, the padlock, to activate or deactivate with the controller for like PIP scenes on the screen instead of.
Uh-oh. Sorry, honey. You're going to have to repeat the whole question again now. IntelliBit, hello and thank you so much. IntelliBit asks, will iPad ever be able to console stream like Mac with capture cards? Well, I don't know if the iPad will ever be able to do that, but I can tell you that there is an application out there. In fact, my most recent video covers it, that gives you a whole heck of a lot of the features that you would be looking for in OBS. It's called Prism Mobile, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love it. So maybe if one of you guys could leave a link to that video below, I think he'll get a lot out of it. Definitely, IntelliBit. There are options for folks who are using mobile platforms like an iPad, and you're really going to love it. You're really going to love it. Now, the biggest problem with it is I think you're wanting to stream like PlayStation games and stuff like that, and you're still going to have some difficulty because it doesn't have the inputs in it to be able to add those sorts of sources to it. But you will be able to stream with it and even do stuff like this, because it has that kind of stuff built right in. So check out the Prism Mobile and see if it'll maybe get you halfway there. Hopefully it will help you out. I wish I had a better answer for you, but let's get another question. All right, babe.
Okay.
I know you're going to have to start over on that one, but it's all right.
I
Thank you
am
so much,
okay.
IntelliBit, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it.
Okay, this one was from the Kid, and he says, "I'm MIDI mapping a MIDI controller with OBS. What's the best or easiest MIDI plugin to use? And how can I map the scene enable disable and the scene lock to activate or deactivate with the controller for pip scenes on the screen instead of creating new sources?"
All right, so I don't know. I have no experience with MIDI input on a, in OBS. I know a lot of folks use it for music and that sort of stuff, and I just don't have the experience with it. I've seen people do it. I know that Sushi Dragon probably uses those sorts of functions and all that sort of stuff, but you're probably gonna have to, because you know more about it than I do, you're probably going to have to do a search for the specific features and functions that you're looking for and add the tag OBS to it and see which ones are compatible with OBS, and then go from there to see if you can make it do what you want it to do. Chances are it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to find workarounds and play around and poke around to figure out how to do it, but unfortunately, I don't know, because I have no experience whatsoever with MIDI tools in OBS, other than the fact that I know that they work. Now, there is a plugin, if you're not using Windows 28, that has all kinds of MIDI support in OBS. Let me see if I know what that plugin is called. Let's see here. Just give me a moment. I know it's listed on the plugin compatibility list, which is why. Let's see. I know it's not compatible. It's called OBS MIDI, and they do not have it yet functional for OBS 28, but it uses MIDI devices to trigger events in OBS. So in other words, if you wanted to, so this would be the plugin that I would say that you would want to use. So let me see if I could, let me get you a link for it here. And then you can check it out and see if it's going to do what you want it to do. Let's do a search. And yep. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Who said that? Logician is here? He was not even going to be here. Wow. All right, let me get you the link here. So that you're not searching around and all that fun stuff. And I think this will be the one. And it's so nice to see the Logician. He just totally surprised us by stopping in. He was I know he's really super busy with work and everything. So it's awesome to see you, my brother. Here it is right there. That is the link to the plugin that the Logician mentioned. I found 5 free minutes in my day. Got to get back to work in a few minutes. Well, thank you, brother. It's awesome to see you stop by. And there is the link. Let's get another question.
Okay. This one is from Cap MIM. Says,
all right.
Love your tutorials. Very informative and easy to follow.
Well, thank you.
The question is, how would one troubleshoot when plugins aren't reflected on OBS Studio, like StreamFX, Move Transitions, etc., once downloaded? For context, I am still using version 27. Have referred to Discord, Reddit, and all installation guidance. Do you have any advice?
All right, repeat the first part of the question.
Yes. Troubleshoot when plugins aren't reflected on OBS Studio once downloaded.
Okay. Well, just downloading the plugin does not necessarily activate it. You have to install the plugins. And some plugins have an install feature that you click the install and it'll put it on there. Some plugins have a thing where you copy over the bin and the setup folder into your OBS folder. So you got to make sure that you installed it properly. If you did and you're still having problems, you want to go to that plugin's FAQ, take a look and see how it's used. Maybe it's there, you're just not sure exactly in what way that it shows up in OBS. So definitely take a minute and go and check to make sure that you've installed it properly, and then make sure that you understand how you're supposed to use it so you know in what method it will show up. Some plugins show up in filters, some show up in settings, some show up, in all kinds of different ways. So you just want to make sure that it's installed properly and you're going to the right place to try to activate it. All right, babe, let's get another question.
Okay, we have a question from Captain Glue.
Oh no, hold on. Mr. Humble, thank you so much. Let's see what Mr. Humble had to say. Mr. Humble says, "Hi, Michael. I have a question. I stream on YouTube, and no matter what I do, my alerts never work. I stream using OBS, and I use Streamlabs for my alerts. Please help. Thank you." Well, Mr. Humble, I would recommend, and you saw my alerts worked, I would personally recommend that you check out Stream Elements. I find it to be much easier to use, much more interactive, and it has all the same features and allows you to lay out your stuff really easily, and it costs exactly the same amount as Streamlabs, which is to say nothing. So give it a shot and check it out and see if Stream Elements will work for you. Now, the other thing that I will say is, if your alerts are not working right in Streamlabs, let me try to help you with that. Make sure that you are logging into the proper account for whatever platform you're going to be streaming on that you want your alerts to come from. If you're just going into Streamlabs and it's coming up to the page, great. Log out, log back in using the exact account that you are going to be streaming on, and then if you have your alerts loaded into that account, they should work. A lot of times on Stream Elements, I have to physically log out and log back in before I live stream just to make sure that my alerts are going to be working properly. So sometimes I would assume that Streamlabs might have the same problem. But it also could be that you have your alerts loaded up on an account that's not linked to your to the account that you're streaming on YouTube or wherever it says YouTube. So make sure that the account that has your alerts loaded in is the same account that you're logged into on Streamlabs, and make sure you log out and log back in to that exact account, and that should work. The other thing that you have to make sure of is the order in which you have your alerts. So let me show you what I mean by that real quick. If I go over into my OBS here, you can see my source switcher's on top. If I put this over here, a source switcher is above it. I can move this down and source switcher is behind it, so you can't see it. So make sure that the order that you have your browser source in your sources is on top, so it will automatically appear above on top of all the other sources. So those are my particular suggestions to help you solve your problem. Hopefully one of those things will help you. I would highly recommend you check out Stream Elements, by the way. It is really, really cool. And I do want to take just a moment to mention that I did release a tweet earlier this evening, and I would really like to ask the audience. I know some of you probably weren't here to understand or know why I am asking for this, but you can go and read the tweet and find out for yourself. If you have a Twitter account, I would really appreciate it if you would go and retweet this tweet right here for me. They would really help. I think we're defending sponsors and sponsorship money from people who maybe aren't giving away sponsorships in good faith. And I think that it's really important to protect the influencer economy, because I know everyone who's here in this live stream right now at some point wants to have sponsors for their channel so they can make a little bit of extra money. If we have companies that aren't treating sponsors with the dignity and respect that they deserve, it hurts all of us influencers, and that is what that tweet is all about. So please, if you have a few seconds, pop over to Twitter and retweet that for me so we can get a little bit of attention on it. I would really appreciate it. And let's get another question. What's going on, beautiful?
Okay. Well, I see Mr. Too Humble asked another question. He just said, I set up Nightbot for my YouTube, but it never seemed to work again.
Interesting. Make sure that you're logging into Nightbot before you do it, and make sure that your that Nightbot is in your YouTube permissions. So you have to go in and add Nightbot as a moderator on your channel before it will be added in there. So if you haven't added Nightbot in as a moderator, it will not show up in your chats as well. So make sure you do that. And as you can see, I use Stream Elements. Every once in a while, you'll see Stream Elements say hi in my chat and something like, don't forget to subscribe. So again, Stream Elements has a chat bot that you can use as well that works pretty well. It needs to be a mod in your channel. Yes, Nightbot needs to be a mod in your channel, Bearded Villain, in order for it to be added in, just like Stream Elements is on mine. And I'm pointing to something you guys can't see. So there you go. All right, babe, what's the next question?
Okay. This was one I was starting for Captain Gluten Free again.
All right.
He says, thanks for answering my questions. Much appreciated. He says, what I really want to know, is it beneficial to use two PCs while streaming games live? And if you can create a video showing how to set it up.
All right. Well, this is a good question.
I've watched many YouTube videos on this, and no one explains things like you do. I do have the Elgato HD60. It's amazing.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so the benefits of using a two PC setup. One PC can do all the encoding. especially if you are doing heavy, hardcore gaming. It's really good. Now, Michael just posted a link to the video that I did on 2PC streaming. I actually did 2 videos on 2PC streaming. Just so you're aware, I might have done 3 videos on 2PC streaming, actually. But I did one with NDI, and I did another one using an application called Teleport, which hasn't actually been ported over to OBS 28 just yet. The 2PC stream with no capture card is the one using Teleport. And I believe the 2PC video that Michael posted could be the original one using NDI. But either way, 2 PCs could be really helpful because it allows one machine to just do the gaming, and it allows the other machine to encode the stream and the cameras and everything else. So basically what you do is you run the game on one machine and you send it out to the other machine, either through HDMI, you can do it with a capture card, or you could do it with NDI, or you could do it with Teleport. And then on the other machine, that comes in, your microphone comes in, your camera comes in, and then it just encodes. And it just makes it so much easier. You're probably going to get higher frame rate games and higher quality gaming imaging because you're splitting it up on 2 machines. So that's the benefit of doing a multiple machine setup. With that being said, if you have a powerful enough machine...
We've got a new member. Kevin Young has become a member. Well, that is fantastic. Welcome to the Super Supporter membership for 6 months already. Holy mackerel. Man, I can't even believe the membership program has been going for that long. That's incredible. Well, welcome back, Kevin, for the 6th month. It's a blessing to have you on board. By the way, we do have a membership program. That's the one I'm talking about. You can check out the info and the deets down below where it says members. Rock my face off, baby. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
All right. Creepy, but can't hear clearly. All right. Sorry, Alex. Just so you know, if you check the deets below, you can join our membership program as well. We have a bunch of different, we actually have 2 legitimate different tiers. One where you can just support the channel, and another one gives you access to our Discord server. Oh my.
Logician, thank you. The Logician says, raise a beer for me and Dave and Buster's. Salmon for Monica. Oh, it will be 2 days before her birthday when we go. Yeah, she's earned that brewski for me, and that salmon for her. Yeah. Thank you, Logician. You are an amazing friend. I appreciate it. My goodness. I have the best audience in the whole world, I'm just saying.
Oh, man. Humbled every single time we get to do this. Let's go ahead and get another question, Pumpkin.
Yes, I want to say thank you to the Logician. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it.
Definitely.
We will have
Thank
a
you.
good time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Did you finish answering Captain Gluten Free's question about
I
the
don't
double
know.
PC while streaming games
I
live?
do believe I did fully answer his question as to why. There are different reasons why you would use either Teleport or NDI. Obviously, the best one would be just to put, is to just go out from your video card and into the other machine that has like a Cam Link or an HD60 or something like that, because you're going to be bringing in pure, perfect signal. that doesn't have to go across the network, which won't interfere with your live stream when you're trying to go out through the network. So having a capture card or something like that is the best way to bring in a second PC source. With that being said, most professional gamers use something like Teleport or NDI, so it obviously doesn't negatively affect their setup either. So the choice is yours, but that's the reason why you would want to do it, and hopefully that helps you. All right.
Okay. Okay. Next question is from State Media Broadcasts. They say, I provide live streaming services in Trinidad and Tobago. Looking to provide said service using SRT integration in OBS. My process of streaming is done via OBS at home, and I use a camcorder connected to my cell phone to stream into OBS via the USB camera app over an LTE network.
Okay.
There are issues at times because of weak signals. Was wondering if using SRT would improve my process. Appreciate the feedback.
Unfortunately, I don't know anything about SRT, but I will tell you that if you are not doing any kind of streaming that's super PC intensive, Prism Mobile, in conjunction with Prism Live Studio, let's switch over here. Prism Mobile, in conjunction with Prism Live Studio, will allow you to use your cell phone as a camera and actually physically plug it in with the USB cable, and that won't use your network at all. So that's pretty cool. It also will do the same thing unplugged through your Wi-Fi, but you may want to check it out because you can just easily scan the QR code using Prism Mobile. It will add automatically into Prism Live Studio, and most of the same features that are in OBS are in Prism Live Studio. The only real drawback is that it does use a little bit more processing power than what you're going to find with OBS. So the other option to bring it in might be something like VDO Ninja. I don't know if it will allow you to use your USB cable with your phone, but it's definitely probably the best option to use your phone as a camera in OBS. And I did a video on Video Ninja as well. If somebody wants to post that in there, I believe it has something to do with using your cell phone as a camera. And then if somebody wants to post the link to the Prism Mobile video that I released on Monday, either one of those videos may help you out there. VCam can use USB or Wi-Fi there. So Drew Penaton has a suggestion there as well. So there we go. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Let's get another question.
Okay. Next question is from South Georgia WX.
Well, hello, South Georgia WX.
Is there a plugin for OBS or Prism or a standalone solution that will use text to speech to read text files during a live stream?
You know, I've heard about stuff that will do it. In fact, I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I would do a search in Google for read text files in OBS, or speech chat text files in OBS or something like that. There's something out there that will do it, or there is a way that you can do it with an application on your computer and just capture the audio in OBS. You can definitely do that. It's not, it's it's absolutely something that you could figure out how to do. Text to speech from a text file that you capture the audio from, so it's not directly in OBS, but OBS is capturing it, or text to speech from from an application or a plugin that's in OBS. My guess is your best bet is to try to find something outside of OBS and just capture the audio. So there you go. All right, babe. What you got?
Okay, next is from Macho Chaos.
Well, hello, Macho Chaos.
Hello there. So I have two questions. My first question is there a way to capture the audio from the Stream Deck software on Prism through application audio capture? I tried to see if there was a way for me to add it to my list of programs I want to add it to, but I couldn't find a way. It only gave me a few different programs to choose from and nothing else.
So
second
Stream Deck
question is-
audio. Okay, let me tackle this one. So
Okay.
you're probably going to have to play a sound and then see if you can capture it at the same time. So maybe load in some music to your Stream Deck audio and then play that music and then go into your application audio output capture. Because you'll notice if you're not playing audio through anything, it won't show up to capture it. It has to be an application that's playing audio in order for it to see it and capture it. So try playing audio through it and then go in there and see if it will capture it. That's about all I got on that one because I've never actually seen that issue. Usually it will automatically play, so you don't have to kind of worry about it. But go ahead, honey. What's the next
Okay,
piece?
Second question is if it's not there, does that mean Stream Deck isn't fully supported yet on Prism?
Okay. Well, I guess it could. You're using the Prism plugin. I'm hoping there is a plugin in Stream Deck that allows for Prism plugins. So go into your Stream Deck and let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about here. So in your Stream Deck software, if you go into here and you go into plugins and you do a search, you're going to find Prism Live Studio has a plugin. So make sure that you've loaded that in there, and that should allow you to do what you're trying to do. I'm hoping. If not, it's a feature that you can request through Prism, and I'm sure they will take care of it. Hopefully that helps you out. Let's get another question.
Okay. All right. Professor Mark has another question.
All right.
He says, just wanted to say a big thank you for all the informative videos over the past 2 years, which helped me get from zero to my first full live streaming lectures on YouTube this week. It rocked.
Sweet.
And what a buzz.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, man, there is nothing more exciting than when you live stream and it goes off without a hitch, or even when you have a little problem, but it's successful. You get a couple of people coming in there talking to you. Oh my gosh. You're like on cloud 9 for 3 or 4 hours after the live stream. It's absolutely amazing. Right, hon?
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. It's a big
Cool.
adrenaline rush.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yes.
Okay, this is Poochie TTV. And she's, how do I make the most out of my HyperX condenser microphone inside OBS alone? I always am too quiet or too loud, but everything else sounds great.
Okay. I don't really know much about the HyperX, but you want to make sure that yes, if you Dr. Rob just posted a link to a tweet that I did earlier tonight. We're just kind of poking the bear a little bit. If you have a Twitter account, I'd appreciate it if you'd pop in there, read that tweet, and go ahead and retweet it. I would really appreciate it. It would really help me out, and I believe personally that you're helping other people in the influencer economy as well. So please do. And you might have to refresh my memory, honey. What was the question? Yes. So does the condenser microphone have its own volume knob? If it does not have its own volume knob, then generally speaking, if it's an XLR microphone, it requires phantom power. So check to see that you have phantom power hooked up to it and all that kind of stuff. It could very well be that you don't have it turned on if it requires phantom power and it has its own battery. Generally speaking, those are usually the issues or reasons why a microphone isn't producing loud enough audio. The other thing, obviously, would be if you have your volume turned down in OBS. Let's go over here to the tutorial screen. You can see that this video capture device is my microphone. If I turn off my microphone's So it'll still work with the phantom power off, but it will be very, very quiet. If you have this turned down like that, it will be very quiet. So those are the things that you can look at. It could also be a bad cable. It might not be close enough to your face. Some condenser mics require that they are very, very close to your face. Some condenser microphones, like the one Monica is using, have a knob on them so that you can turn them up or down. And Main Bob O'Connor asks, do you need to wear headphones? I have used Zoom and their software prevents feedback from speakers. I think OBS has similar software. Thanks. Now, if OBS had similar software, I wouldn't be wearing these stupid headphones. I can promise you that. Main Bob, I would always recommend that you wear headphones even if the application has that software, just because it's not foolproof. Now you notice Monica is not using headphones when she is on, and that's because her software that she is using to connect to my live stream as a guest does have that same software, and she would prefer not to wear headphones, and she sounds pretty good. Pretty good. Admittedly, we are using a high quality microphone. So a lot of that has to do with using high quality microphones. But there might be something in NVIDIA Broadcast that has those features, but I would still recommend using headphones just because then you know for sure. Then you know for sure. But, you know, there's always a way around it, needless to say. Monica's not using software-based cancellation type stuff, so there is always a way around. You might be able to check out NVIDIA Broadcast and see if that's what does it, but of course then you have to have the NVIDIA graphics card in there as well. So there are a bunch of plugins from NVIDIA that you can load in, and I haven't really gone through all of the features, so maybe that's one of them. It's hard to say. But as far as I know, there's no way to do it in OBS. All right, babe, what you got?
Okay. All right. Another question from Captain Gluten Free.
Awesome.
He says, so you play fantasy football. Who are your starters? I'll let you pick my quarterback starter, Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert.
Man. That's tough. So let me, my starters this week. Holy crap, I can't believe we're actually talking about fantasy football questions. But my starters this week are Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Aaron Jones, probably Michael Thomas, Terry McLaurin, Gerald Everett, Deontay Harris. I think it's Deontay Harris. What the heck? Damian Harris, sorry. Tyler Lockett, and the Denver Broncos defense. Now, I may switch in Melvin Gordon for one of those guys, possibly. And yes, we do have crickets. Nobody cares about my fantasy football team except for Captain Gluten Free. But I would probably... no, it's a 10-team league, Captain Gluten Free. So, and unfortunately, believe it or not, as good as that team sounds, I've also lost 3 of the first 4 games. So it's not a very good team, apparently, in this league. But I'll tell you what, it's fun. It's fun to play a 10-team league, because then everybody does have a pretty good team. As far as your starters go, man, I love Patrick Mahomes, but man, I gotta say that dude there for the Chargers, Justin Herbert, he's pretty freaking awesome. So I'd have to see which teams both are playing. But you certainly can't go wrong. They're both good quarterbacks. All right, we got to move on.
Okay.
Got to move on. How many audience members did we lose from that little fun jaunt down fantasy football lane?
I actually don't know.
I think we're doing all right. It was short enough.
That was
It was short enough. Yeah, just tweet the tweet, guys. I appreciate it.
Tweet the tweet.
Tweet the tweet. If you don't know what tweet, Dr. Rob will put the tweet in the chat, and you'll know what tweet. Just go there and retweet it. I'd appreciate it. All right. Let's get to
Okay.
another one, baby.
Okay, we have a question from Nico Rulando. And he says, "Hello, I'm a newbie in this live streaming world. I'm using OBS. I want to ask, can a MacBook Air M1 or Mac Mini handle a long live stream? I mean around 3 to 5 hours."
Yes. Yes. And you probably want, you don't have to use OBS 28, but you probably want to use OBS 28 in the native in its native Mac format. And that doesn't include a Mac Mini that doesn't have an M1 chip in it. Just be aware. The M1 chip Macs stream very well. Every non-M1 Mac that I've ever gotten my hands on didn't do very well with live streaming. So just keep that in mind, and hopefully that'll help you. Definitely, I wouldn't be afraid of it though.
Okay. Next up is Mega Squad Trevor.
Oh, hey, Mega Squad.
He says, "Hey Michael, what's the stream music that you use for your alert scene?"
Which one? I have 3 different music selections. So let's go over to my alert scene. Number 1. Wait, hold on. Let's go over here. So this music is, let's see. This music is called ES_love, instrumental version, and the song is called Rain Jewels. And this music came from, Epidemic Sounds. So if you're looking for this, you have to subscribe to Epidemic Sounds to use it, but it is pretty awesome.
This one right here.
This one right here is called Wanda Shakes. Actually, it's by Wanda Shakes, and it's ES Can't Love 'Em More. Can't Love 'Em More. And that one is also from Epidemic Sounds. And then, of course, there's this one, which I know people love this one. And this is Pockets Filled with Love by Gerard Franklin. So there you go. They're all on Epidemic Sounds. If you're looking for them, go check them out. I don't have a linky because I'm not an affiliate of Epidemic Sounds. But yeah. All right.
A little bit country.
Yeah.
A little accent in there.
Yeah, the
Okay.
ES prefix means Epidemic Sounds. Thank you. Not just not good. I appreciate that. I had no idea. All right. What you got, baby?
Okay, Bearded Villain has asking a question.
All right.
What is the best way to connect a DSLR to a phone to use for live streaming? And what mobile streaming software would you recommend to use with it?
Well, wow. Huh. I don't know how you would connect a DSLR to your phone. I'm not sure how you would do that. But the best mobile app for streaming, I think, personally, is the Prism Mobile live streaming app. It's awesome. If you're interested in checking it out, I did a video actually of it on Friday. Dr. Rob will put a link in there, or Tech Examine, or Cyprian Foxclaw. One of those amazing moderators will pop that link in there for that video. And that's a great mobile app. I don't know how you get a DSLR camera to show up in a mobile app. You know, I don't know that you can. There's always, when there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way to do it, but you know, it would have to be through Wi-Fi or something like that. I have to keep minimalizing my YouTube screen anytime someone walks into my office. That's all right, Logician. I appreciate the fact that you're hanging out with us, man. That's dedication. Let's get another question. All right,
I
babe.
got one eye on work and one eye on the screen.
Yeah.
Multitasking. Okay, next up is from GC Laredo. and he's actually given you props here. He just wrote, "Please follow Michael's new car channel. Go sub now."
Oh man, you guys are amazing. All right, so for those of you who are not aware, I have a channel where I do car stuff. If you're interested in automotive things and you want to see me try to restore or at least get running a 1984 BMW 733i, definitely check it out. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm really trying to get to the point where I have 1,000 subscribers so that I can monetize the channel. So if you are interested, please go check it out. Tech Examine dropped the link in there. And by the way, I did release a tweet tonight that I would appreciate it for anyone who has a Twitter account. Go over and retweet this tweet. If you do so, I believe that you are helping folks in the creator economy keep other folks honest. So if you could do that for me, I would really appreciate it. All right, let's get another question.
Okay. All right. This question is from Handies.
Well, hello, Handies.
I've been using OBS for a couple years as an online elementary school teacher. Now that version 28 has broken all my randomly gathered add-ons and links, I want to make a clean start. Should I keep using a few scenes while having a loaded list of sources, or is it better form to let my scenes tab hold all the crap and have a few sources instead?
These nuts.
Huh. Well, you know what? That's really interesting. So, I like to have scenes, nested scenes, and then I just like to apply them into the actual scenes that I'm interested in. That way I can set up everything up the way I want to see it. So if I want to have an outline on the camera and that sort of stuff, I can have that. But honestly, it's more a matter of the nature of the way that you want to see your OBS. Because you have to go from one scene to another and figure things out. So whatever seems most logical to you, and as an educator or a teacher, I'm sure you know this, there's not always a right answer. There's a different right answer, especially for something subjective like that for every person. Whatever makes it easiest for you to follow along with your path. I find it pretty convenient to every 4 or 5 months wipe out my entire stream anyways and go back and rebuild it, just because, well, sometimes I figure out better ways to do things and I don't realize I figured out a better way to do it until I wipe it all clean and rebuild it anyways. So yeah, you're kind of lucky in a way that you get to rebuild your stream and put it back to the way that you want it. But there is no right or wrong way. It's a matter of putting it together in a way that makes sense for you and makes it easy for you to move around and do all this stuff. Because at the end of the day, the less we have to focus on OBS, the more we can focus on our audience or our students or whatever, the better it is for everybody. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Let's get another question.
Okay, we actually have another question from Poochie TTV.
Well, hello, Poochie T.
And actually, this
TV.
person says they're donating plasma right now. That's a huge deal.
Well, that's awesome.
I think that takes a really long time too. I don't know, but it's very generous
awesome.
of you. Yeah.
Very generous. Hopefully we can keep you entertained.
Yeah. Yes. How do I navigate the new layout for the Twitch chat browser in OBS and delete messages I don't want? They changed it and I can't figure it out.
How do I navigate the Twitch? Yeah, see, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that is the hold on. Let me go. I'm pretty sure that is like the actual docking screen that it brings it up, and you connect to Twitch so it automatically populates it. And if you want to go back to your original view, the way that it used to look before you went to OBS 28, I actually have a video coming out about this and how to switch it back, but I will show you. So I'm not running OBS 28 over here, so this isn't going to be exact. So you're just going to have to bear with me here. But if you go into settings and you go here to where it says theme, your theme in OBS 28 is going to be some goofy ass thing that nobody likes. All you have to do is select the dark theme, and then your OBS will look exactly like mine does. It all goes away. It goes back to the way it was visually. So give that a shot and see if that fixes your problem. Hopefully it will. And that you can see that in a video coming soon. I actually have a lot of really cool stuff I've been working on this week. So you guys are going to get a lot more content in the coming weeks, along with a lot of the type of content that you've been asking for that I just haven't had time to fulfill, like super simple editing tricks, super simple YouTube tricks, things like that that can help you become a better editor and help you grow your channel a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of that mixed into all this content that's going to be coming up. I'm so excited because there's just going to be so much more of it that you guys can enjoy. All right, babe, what you got?
Okay. Question from Koya Rabi. Koya, I think. Okay, when the OBS update 28 came out, my Elgato Stream Deck OBS buttons broke and they didn't work. Elgato came out with an update that got the Stream Deck working with OBS again, but now my scenes on OBS are not working. If I click to a new scene, my sources don't pop up or anything. I was going to redo all my scenes, but what do you think I should check to make all my scenes work again?
So if you switch the scenes in OBS, who was the actual question asker, by the way?
Koya Rabi.
Okay. So if you switch the scenes in OBS, do you still not see all your sources and everything? It's possible that there's a lot of sources that were eliminated because they had filters or plugins in them that OBS 28 didn't support right away when you went over there. You might have to redo some of those sources. But if it's just a matter of you selecting them in Stream Deck and they're not coming up right, you might want to go into your Stream Deck software and just make sure that each of those buttons is properly associated with the right stream. Because it's possible that you just got the it just got some of the sources or some of the scenes kind of goofy in there. So I would check first in Stream Deck to make sure that the buttons are associated with what you think they're supposed to be associated with and nothing got scrambled there. Especially if everything seems to be working when you do it manually in OBS. So that would be my recommendation. That's where you should probably start first. Let's get another question. Hopefully that helps you. It sucks to have to redo the whole thing. That's why I still haven't gone to OBS 28 yet. All right, babe.
Okay. All right. Another question from Bearded Villain.
Well, hello.
Do you think we'll start seeing Twitch and others support AV1 now that the Intel ARC GPUs are coming out?
I go ahead and repeat that one more time just to make sure I answer the right question.
Do you think we'll start seeing Twitch and others support AV1 now that the Intel ARC GPUs are coming out?
All right. Yeah, so, I mean, as soon as OBS supports them, I think it's possible. And maybe OBS 28 does support them. I don't know because it's not a format I'm super familiar with. But I know that YouTube and stuff is supporting HDR video and all that sort of stuff. For anyone who's really serious about live streaming, then you probably want to stay away from the fringes or the edges of these things. Most users, 99% of your users aren't going to have a freaking clue how to even view half of this stuff. If it's not going to truly improve the viewer experience, I wouldn't spend a whole heck of a lot of time worrying about it. Most viewers are watching on their phone in, less than HD, believe it or not. So spending a lot of time being concerned about all these new video formats and that sort of stuff, When they revolutionize the way that these streams are encoded and that sort of stuff, that's going to be awesome. But until that happens, I'd probably steer clear of it. Make sure that you're producing content that's available for the widest audience possible. And that's pretty much 1920 by 1080 and 30 to 60 frames per second. And if you do that, you're going to be in good shape. And don't feel ashamed if you have to stream in 720. Because like I said, half of your audience or more is watching it on their cell phone in less than 720 anyways. So there you go. Let's get another question.
Okay. Just a time check. It's 8:30. We have 5 questions left.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and shut that form down, so we make sure that we get all the questions without accidentally going over. A lot of awesome freaking questions tonight, though. Holy mackerel. It's been amazing. We haven't even monkeyed around at all, you know?
No, it's been it's a quiet sort of stream tonight.
It is. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, damn monkeys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. We just got to get rid of the monkeys, you know, dude?
Yeah. Quit monkeying around.
Yeah. All right, man. What's the next question, babe?
The next question is from Tom Waddell.
Well, hello, Tom.
He hasn't been in for a while unless he's just been quiet.
Not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has not.
Okay. Tom says, I'm running a gaming stream with a PS4 and laptop for streaming. I'm set up to have up to 6 cameras in the stream, mine and 5 others via Video Ninja. As I add each of these browser sources, my stream begins to degrade. I don't believe it's my bandwidth with 75 megs both up and down. If it's just PC limitations, what's your suggestion for 2 PC load balancing to serve OBS?
Okay, so this is a thing that I have seen. In fact, I'm going to do a video on a guy who does crazy stuff like this. But for something like that, you could have three of the guests going to one PC and then moving that via a capture card to the other machine, where you add that into the stream with the other 3, and that way it's not encoding all 6 of them at the exact same time plus game stuff. But you're asking a heck of a lot from a laptop. You're asking a lot from a laptop to encode 6 individual video scenes plus a game. And I suspect that if you open up your stats window and you go to your encoding, that is probably where you're running into problems. Plus, that's a heck of a lot of download speed or download traffic that has to come in there. Now, if it's all coming in through the same application, it might not be quite as bad. But yeah, because it says that Video Ninja does all the encoding locally. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Chance. So it's literally encoding, according to your specifications, all 6 of those video feeds. If you send 5 of those or 4 of those video feeds to another machine and then send those 4 feeds over to the other one that's only encoding 2, you might stand a better chance. But that's a whole heck of a lot to ask of a laptop, for sure. For sure. Or use a service. Yeah, Chance, that's like using something like Melon, like what I used to bring in Monica, might be a solution for you as well. You can throw 6 folks on that screen, and then you're just bringing in one scene. So there you go. That's a lot for a laptop to encode. Heck, that would be a lot for any machine to encode, to be honest. Is 6 separate videos with individuals and then a game. That's a lot, because really your camera's also local and it's encoding that separately as well. So, all right, babe, what you got?
Okay. T-Force 20 has a question.
Cool.
It says, when I use my scene transitions in OBS, I get rendering lag. Why is that?
When he uses what?
Scene transitions in OBS.
Okay. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that the transitions that you're using have been optimized for OBS. So make sure that they are WebM format. Make sure they are the proper size. So make sure that you, if you're streaming in 1080, you're not using 720 stingers or anything like that. Sometimes OBS loads on the fly, and if your two scenes have a lot of different stuff in them, it could lag when it's crossing over because it's essentially trying to encode both scenes at the same time. If they have a lot of separate assets, it could cause problems like that. So, but I would say make sure that your stuff is properly optimized. And if somebody could drop in the link to the video about optimizing your live stream, I'd appreciate it. Aussie Wheels said, I just missed being able to post my question. How can you set up a stream deck with buttons for Stream Deck? I'm not sure I follow your question, brother Aussie Wheels. By the way, Aussie Wheels, did you get the Snapcam executable that I sent to you? Because I didn't hear from you after that. But you're asking, can you use the Stream Deck button to control another Stream Deck? Is that your question? I'm guessing it's possible, but I don't know. I've never done it. Anything is possible with these spiky cleats, as SpongeBob would say. Yes, I got that in Discord. Okay, cool. So what you're trying to control a second Stream Deck with buttons from a Stream Deck? Is that what you're asking? Proper explanation. I'm glad I subbed him. Well, thank you, The Hit. I do the best I can, my friend. I really do. And for anyone who happens to have a Twitter account, if you really want to help me out, I'm trying to make a little bit of a splash with a tweet tonight. I will put it in the chat. If you could just do me a big solid favor, go out there and retweet that tweet. What that does is it helps, I think it's going to help folks that are in the creator economy make sure that people aren't abusing the system. So if you have a Twitter account, please do me a favor and retweet that. Buttons for Snapcam on the Stream Deck. Yeah, so basically there are no buttons for Snapcam on the Stream Deck. What you have to do is go into Snap Camera, set up some shortcuts, and then you go into your Stream Deck and you just add those same shortcuts. So when you click the Stream Deck button, it will activate those keystrokes and it will activate your cam. If you don't know how to do the hotkeys in your if you don't know how to do the hotkeys in Snap Camera, you could check out one of my videos. If someone could please do me a favor and post the video on the Snapcam, and there you go. Everyday artist says the same thing. Yep, you're just gonna want to set it up so you use your hotkeys that you use in Snap Camera. You just put those in your Stream Deck, and bada bing, you are good to go. All right, we're knocking them out of the park tonight, honey.
I know it. So that means you're ready for the next one, or did you not finish answering the previous one?
I'm pretty sure I finished answering it to the best of my ability,
Okay.
baby.
Okay.
Why? Did you want to answer?
Do I want to answer?
Yeah, baby.
I don't think I'd be able to manage it.
All right.
What do you want? You
Nothing,
haven't been
babe.
around for a while, actually.
I
You must have been
haven't.
busy.
But you are
staring
looking
at
so
yourself
good
in the mirror.
tonight. And rumor has it, your birthday is on Sunday. We're
Rumor
going to watch
has
the
it.
Eagles win another game. It's going to be awesome.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
That would
baby.
be a good birthday present.
It would.
Yeah.
You know what else would be another good birthday present? This guy. Huh?
You know what? You should just go wrap yourself in a box and wait.
You're so mean. Oh, that guy's crazy, honey. What
He
you got?
is crazy. He's crazy. Okay. We have a question from Android Gaming.
Hello, Android Gaming.
Android Gaming says, I am new to streaming with Facecam, setting up for a green screen. Can you suggest how much lighting I need and what things I should look for? And how to
So
set
he's
up
setting up his live stream for a green screen. That's the question.
Yeah.
And he wants to know about lighting. Okay.
Lighting and stuff to make him look good. Yep.
All right. So I'll just say this, and let's go over to my tutorial screen just so I can show you what I mean. Because lighting is extremely dependent on camera. So obviously, this camera that I'm pointing at right now, the lighting is optimized for that. I look well lit. You can see everything. The background is nice and soft. When we look over here at this camera, I'm like super bright. I look all washed out. So each camera is going to interact with the light totally different. And then, of course, this camera here, well, there's really no direct light on here at all. So the point is that there's two different things that you have to light when you're doing a green screen. You have to light you, the subject. So you want to make sure that you, the subject, look properly lit. And I don't mean that you had a lot of beers. I mean, use lighting that makes you look proper. Then put your green screen up and with separate lights, light your green screen. And so basically you're lighting you so you look good. Then you're going to light your green screen. And you don't need fancy lights. Monica is using a green screen downstairs. We have fancy lights to light her. And then the light that lights the green screen is just a bunch of those Home Depot clamp lights. So, you know, we could theoretically light the green screen with the clamp lights and Monica with clamp lights. It doesn't matter. And those clamp lights are like $15 a piece. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. It costs a little bit more to actually get the stands to clamp the lights to, but you know, you don't have to spend a busload of cash to get to that point. Yeah. Hopefully that helps you though. You're talking about lighting two separate things. Talking about lighting you, and then you're talking about lighting the screen separately. The only fancy lights you don't want are the ones pulling you over the road.
Pulling you over on the road. Yeah.
Yes, those fancy lights are not fun. Mr. Humble, what's the best camera with a wide lens but doesn't cost an arm and a leg? Well, that would probably be a GoPro. You can actually stream with a GoPro too, but you know, there you go. All right, what you got, babe?
I have a question here from Jerry India, and it says, any alternative for Twidget without opening multiple tabs for Social Stream Ninja, because Twidget never worked?
Well, unfortunately, Twidget is no longer supported, and Social Stream Ninja is what I use. And I understand why some people aren't super enamored with it, because in order to do stuff like this, well, I'm not using Social Stream Ninja to do this, by the way, because with Social Stream Ninja, in order for me to have access to do things like this, do you know of any face tracking plugins? I do, actually. There is one that comes in OBS 28, or you can load in directly with, as long as you have an NVIDIA card. I did a video on face tracking. If somebody could go ahead and load that up there, I would appreciate it. But it only works if you have NVIDIA graphics card, unfortunately. So, Alex, hopefully that answers your question. And what was, refresh my memory on the other one, hon. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so in order to be able to put those up on screen and stuff, you physically have to have this window open. And that's what the viewer is referring to. Unfortunately, I don't know of any better solutions than that, unless you're going to use Prism. In Prism, you don't have to have the chat opened at all to put it in your stream or to put it in the dock on the side. So, Yeah, Prism Live Studio will do it. Prism is so automatic. Well, thank you, Gamepreneur. I appreciate that. So maybe give Prism a shot. But I will warn you, if you have a really difficult stream to run, Prism does use a few more clock cycles than OBS does. It's not as optimized just yet. So, all right. What else you got, babe?
Okay, one from Heated Veteran. Just wanting to know, what's the address for the update page for OBS 28?
The address for the update page. Well, you just go to OBS.
I posted the link in the chat.
OBS project.
Okay.
There you go. Tech Examine just posted the link in there, and that's just OBS project. So there you go. What you got, babe?
Okay. That was the last question written. However, I did see somebody in the chat called My Name is Lee, and I saw that he or she said that they were trying to enter a question in the form when it was closed. So if they are still in the chat, if you would like to ask your question, we have some time left, and Michael can try to answer it for you.
You want to ask your question, Lee? Now's the time, brother.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. Or you could just pop it into the, anyone else who might have a question can pop it in the chat real quick. Or we can just do this.
What do you mean? Why is the forum closed? I don't understand it. Someone asks, how do you make the sub count transparent? I've been trying to do this for a while. Well, I will show you how to make the sub count transparent using this voice, because I know that you're going to love it. And I don't remember how to do it, so I'm going to have to poke around a little bit. But if we go in here, and then we go into settings, and then we go to channel, and then we go to advanced settings, we can probably do it somewhere. Channels, feature eligibility, I don't know. I don't remember where it is. Does anyone else remember where it is? It's out there somewhere. If you do a Google search, I'll bet you it's going to tell you. Oh my goodness. Michael's singing in my ear. Make it stop! Why? Why did you do that? Actually, Michael's not a bad singer. Once you get to know him. Well, hopefully someone will post the link in there, and or post some information there, and then I can figure it out. Because I know adult trolls when there's kids like me in here. Even if I do have man hair, okay? I know it's creepy, but it is what it is.
Hey, do you have a few seconds for a question? Or is it almost bedtime? You do?
No, it's the question. Yeah,
Okay.
Someone shut the forum down. Oh my gosh. Pima Air Space is in the house! Really, really, really late. Really late.
Really late.
Pima, come on, man. How late could you be?
Can I ask the question before we have to go?
Okay.
It's from Lee. Lee has a question. He says, he or she, I don't know. I've been watching the Prism videos. Does it work with Stream Deck?
Yes. I actually showed this earlier, but if we go into our tutorial page, we can see my Stream Deck is right here. And all we have to do is go right here, and then we're going to go to plugins. And if you search in plugins for Prism, there it is. You just hit the install button, and there you go. You can add it right in there. Now we have to get to the bottom of this problem about who shut the form down. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
By the way, guys, there is a really, really important tweet that I put out earlier tonight
I'll link it.
that I think is important for the influencer economy. If someone could link that tweet in there. If you happen to have a Twitter account and you would like to help, right some possible wrongs and just say, hey, what's going on here? I would appreciate it if you'd retweet it out. You never know. Hopefully we can help. Pima Air and Space has a question. Do you want to read that one, honey?
I'm looking. Michael is scared.
Michael, I had an issue with sound when I used the phone app. It would shut my audio down. Oh man, now my thingy flipped around.
I have a video of the issue on my live stream. I sent a comment on one of your Prism live stream videos.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to check it out. I don't know. We're trying to get to the bottom of the question of who shut the form down, though.
Wasn't me.
Somebody caused this problem. Let's see. Who was it? Who did it? Let's find out.
Close the form down.
We also have a question from Jamma the Hammer.
Who shut the form
Who
down?
closed the form
Shut
down?
the question.
Who closed the form down?
How do I disable the default alerts from Stream Elements? It is giving me the default alert on my custom imported alert on
Dr.
Stream.
Rob.
Well, you just have to, you just have to start a new one and don't put the default ones in there.
Where did you come?
If you have the regular ones loaded, unless you still have the other ones loaded, there you go. And by the way, apparently Dr. Rob shut the form down.
Apparently.
We totally missed that.
We
But
did.
if you have both of them loaded, that means you have two different ones. You just delete the original ones and leave in your new ones, and that should get you where you want to go. And look at that, the logician did notice we've got a dusty alert. We've got a dusty alert!
Dusty
Well-
sighting.
Dr. Rob, I wish you hadn't shut the form down. But it is what it is. It is that time of night.
It is.
You know what? This audience is freaking amazing, honey, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. I love being on this stream. I love the evenings. It's just
It's amazing. Now we're going to go have a beer. We're going to watch some Josh Gates. It's going to be
Yeah.
awesome.
it's gonna be awesome. I think you might be a
105
little too
likes.
young to
Wow,
have
that's
a beer.
incredible.
Nice.
What's that?
Aren't you too young to have a beer?
I don't know. Is
Not
my voice
anymore.
still on? No, my voice
Old
is
man.
fine. I'm an old man.
You
I'm
are.
29 again for the very
29
first time.
again?
Miracle Grow. Oh, man. Just for Dr. Rob, we've got to say, let's see, what are we going to say tonight? Hey, Siri, play Slayer, Angel of Death. There we go.
and an evening right.
Yes. And the evening right. My birthday was Saturday. 55 babies.
55
Nice.
babies.
55 baby.
Oh. Oh.
Babies. He delivered 55
babies.
babies.
Cal Boone is new to the stream. You're welcome, Cal. You're welcome. How about this one? Alexa, play Slayer, Rain and Blood. There we go. Now we got everybody.
Wait. Okay, Google. Play Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Oh, man. Yeah, see? Lee gets to experience some Slayer, too. You guys, it's awesome.
Everybody gets to
Yeah.
play. You get Slayer, and you get Slayer, and you get
And
Slayer.
you get Slayer. We've got 7 viewers left who love Slayer. Hey guys, it's been an absolute blast. I really do appreciate it. I want to say thank you to Michael for helping out with the production duties. And thank you, Monica, for reading the questions. I do appreciate it.
Welcome.
All right. Well, if you have anything else to say, now's the time, Pumpkin.
Oh, now me. Okay. Well, it's been great. It's been great, guys. We appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out, and being here. I had fun. Michael had fun. The other Michael had fun, I'm sure. And we just really enjoy doing this for you guys and helping you out. So you should come back. We'll be here next week, as always. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the only legitimate time zone. And you can come back and ask your question. The forum will be open again. You can come in, ask your question, or come in, have some popcorn, have some fun, watch some faces, and we'll just have fun. So have a great day, evening, night, lunch, wherever you're at in this great big world. We appreciate you being here, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.
Thank you, hon.
You're welcome.
All right. Hey, Ed, you know what? I'm gonna show one more time. Please retweet out my tweet if you could. Just trying to make a little bit of a stink and see if we can get some attention to a situation that I think damages the creator economy. So there you go. Man, I want to say thank you so much to Dr. Rob Allen, to our buddy Onion, and man, we had other mods in here tonight too. I know we did. We had the Logician popped in for a second. Thank you guys. All you moderators do absolutely amazing work. What? Oh, Ozzy Wheels was in the house doing a little bit of moderating tonight. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It is so super helpful to have you guys, especially when we've got a night like tonight where we're getting bombarded with the those fantastic, stupid Russian bot thingies. So thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. Man, as I leave every single week with the same message, the world sucks. I get it. You get it. It doesn't do any good to complain about it. All we can do is try to make it better. You can't point fingers and say this guy did that or that guy did this. Just be part of the solution. Go out there, help your fellow person. Do something nice for someone else, and they will pass it along, and we will gradually make this world what we want it to be. But it has to start somewhere. So why not with you or me or anyone else? Go out there, do something nice for somebody else. You will feel really good about it, and you're contributing to making the world a better place instead of telling other people what sucks about the world. Because you know what? They can find that anywhere. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You truly do humble me. I will see you next week. Today's video is sponsored by Envato Placeit. Placeit is a marketplace for all kinds of assets that can help you with your YouTube channel. Things like art and live streaming and video assets. You can create amazing face cams and live streaming overlays really easily. There are hundreds of templates, and each face cam and overlay can be modified with different designs, colors, text, and text fonts. The process is super easy, and you can even incorporate your own logo, or if you're like me, your own Placeit design logo, and you can put it right in your design. This gives you an infinite number of overlays and face cam possibilities for your live streams. And they're so easy to create, you can use a different one every time you live stream if you wanted to. So please, click the link in the description and check out Envato Placeit for yourself. If you have the means, supporting the sponsors that support the channel is a great way to help me keep making awesome content that helps you. So thanks.